Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into That Wrestling Show here in Studio D at NESN. I am Mike Wendt. Of course, you NESN viewers know me from Wicked Bites. You can see every Saturday morning at 9:30 right here on NESN. Liam Stryker is with me as always.
Hello, I'm Liam Stryker of the New Age Insiders. You can find me every Wednesday night on newageinsiders.com, co-hosting the NAI Pod.
Yes, you do. Every Wednesday night. You had JR. Good old JR on.
This past week we had Jim Ross. Good old JR on.
Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner,
Boomer Sooner.
We talked about all kinds of nonsense.
So go check that out in the
check
NAI
that out.
archives.
We're on Spotify now.
Congratulations.
So you can just go search New Age Insiders on Spotify and we'll be right there.
Bigger, better, expanding. I like it.
Everything.
Well, today we are talking about WWE Clash of Champions. They are in town in Boston Sunday night at the TD Garden. And we have a stacked card, I believe. I'm going to go with a stacked card.
Yeah, let's go stacked.
We're going to break down how stacked the card is, but we're going to start at least with a positive and say it's stacked. Because I'm saying right now, we've kind of joked about the kickoff shows over the last few months.
This is the first one we're invested in.
This is like the culmination of that wrestling show. One of our first shows was the WrestleMania show.
It was.
Where Mojo Rawley won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and we were calling it.
We did.
We were Team Mojo. Hashtag Mojo Mania was running wild, and this, I feel, is now the culmination because he's dropping the dead weight and going heel.
He is.
The kickoff show, Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder. The hype bros explode, brother.
Yeah, I am shocked that it took this long. It has taken far too long for this to happen.
It was one of those things, it felt like almost the writers forgot about him.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh yeah, we still got Mojo and Zack, and they're just kind of not doing a lot.
Yeah, it's like they weren't showing up on TV often, but when they were, the friction was there.
Obvious.
And it's like, well, we should have done this 6 months ago.
The seeds were planted.
Yeah.
They just weren't watered.
Yeah. Well, I think also Zack Ryder getting hurt had a lot to do with it.
See, I thought that would have been the easy out.
Right, where it's just like we're separated.
We're done. We're moving on with Mojo because obviously we know where the star is.
Right.
The star is Mojo.
Right.
This is going to be the next wave of Mojo Mania, building up to his obvious championship run at WrestleMania.
Yeah, yes.
Maybe.
I mean, look, if Jinder Mahal can do it.
Seriously, we're going to get there. But let's just jump right into the match. Who do you think's coming out of it?
I think Mojo, I mean, you reward people who just freshly turn heel. So it's a new character shift, a new character direction. You reward those moments. So, yeah, I think Mojo beats Zack Ryder. Plus, Zack Ryder loses. That's what he does.
I also, yes, Zack Ryder is one of those guys, much like Dolph Ziggler, you go in just to lose. But I also feel, much like Dolph Ziggler, which we'll get to in a little bit, Zack Ryder had his moment in the sun.
Yeah,
he had a good run when he was trending every week, the internet champion. He basically created his own hype. Hence the hype bros.
Yeah, right.
But then they gave him the storyline with Cena and Kane and gave him a couple championships. He had his WrestleMania moment with the Intercontinental title, lost it 24 hours later. But he's had his moment, and it's Mojo's time.
It is. I think that the ceiling is higher for Mojo Rawley. Because Zack Ryder, like you said, he has had his moment.
He's had his peak.
Yeah, he is what he is at this point.
He's a functional hand, but he's also on the downslope.
Right, and so Mojo Rawley, I think that there is something there. I think WWE wants there to be something there. I think, they love whoring themselves out to celebrity, and the fact that he's like best friends with the Gronkowskis.
And Gronk has no problem jumping in the ring and getting involved.
Right, so...
No matter how much the Patriots are probably against him.
Yeah, I know. Especially like months after winning the Super Bowl and he didn't play in. Yeah. That thing.
Oh yeah, just throw a nice tackle block into a wrestler in the middle of like 80,000 people.
Right. But I think that Mojo's ceiling is a lot higher, even still. So I think that between his connection to the Gronkowskis...
Which doesn't hurt, it's marketability.
Right.
You can
he's
sell
very, very marketable. He's likable. The kids like him. He's got a very Ultimate Warrior vibe to him if you wanted to lean into it, so...
He's like the Ultimate Warrior's spastic brother.
Well, we, on the New Age Insiders, we always talked about that Mojo Rawley his whole gimmick should have been, he's the Ultimate Warrior's nephew.
He should have almost come in like Paul White did as Andre's son.
Right,
but not really Andre's son.
Yeah, you're not really Andre's son, but you're kayfabe Andre's son.
We're going to play up
it's like,
Andre's son.
you should have been Mojo Warrior. You know what I mean? Like, you're basically the same person.
Imagine that, then they could have had him induct the Warrior into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
See, we're just rewriting history here. That would have been fantastic. I think we can go back to the network, edit Mojo in.
Yeah,
It'll be perfect.
Right, Look, if Kurt Angle can have an illegitimate black son,
sure, Jason Bourne.
then yeah, why not? Why not
Why
Mojo?
not?
Why not Mojo Rawley be the
Well,
Ultimate
because we're
Warrior's
many
pick?
years too late for that.
Yeah,
that's
right,
why
yeah,
now.
That's right. Yeah.
So Mojo's going over. I believe, you believe, we
Yeah.
all believe, and it's going to be the next wave of Mojo Mania, I believe.
Yes,
That's
I
what I'm calling. I'm pulling for it. I'm hashtagging
Hollywood
it.
Mojo Mania.
Absolutely. He's gonna be right next to The Rock on the Walk of Fame, I feel.
Yeah, I think you're
Mojo
right.
Rawley, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
They're one and the same.
Yes.
Let's get into the real show. Breezango and the Bludgeon Brothers. It's for those of you just watching TV, it feels like it might have come out of nowhere. But if you've been following the Fashion Files, which is a phrase I never thought I would say, if
Yeah.
you've been following the Fashion Files, this is not out of nowhere. Breezango has been basically spoofing a lot of crime noir films and TV
Yeah.
shows.
Oh, it's amazing.
And they've been on the hunt for who killed, is it Fandango's pet fake toy horse?
Yes. Yeah, I think it was that / destroyed their office.
There was that too.
Like I can't remember which one came first, whether the office was destroyed and then the toy horse got destroyed.
I remember very early on though, the letter B was all over the place.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that they planted this seed back on the first time they did Fashion Files. I think they were just trying to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
But once they had the Bludgeon Brothers, who their whole logo is a giant B, that's
Yeah.
kind of become their gimmick and their signature, if you will. I think it was just, lucky combination.
Yeah, I think that I feel like the Bludgeon Brothers were always destined to face Breezango.
And I'm a little upset about that because
I am too.
It's definitely a match that the Bludgeon Brothers are going to destroy.
And it's really, that's the thing, is that
Because we've been waiting, and you and I have both been enjoying the Fashion Files.
Right.
And what Breezango has brought to the table, mostly on their own.
Right,
This started as just some goof off in the back while they were doing .com stuff. And then it was like, oh, this is getting over. Let's actually put it on TV and put a little
Right.
bit of story behind it and all that stuff. And now just to kind of do it to feed them to the Bludgeon Brothers, excuse me.
yeah.
I'm a little upset, but I hope it plays a little bit further.
I don't expect it to happen, but I hope that Fandango was so apprehensive to request the match that I hope they reluctantly win, because nobody, if the Bludgeon,
Nobody's expecting it.
right? Nobody's expecting it, and if they were able to do it, it would put them over even more.
Right.
Whereas, everybody expects the Bludgeon Brothers to win,
Right.
and if the Bludgeon Brothers just beat up somebody on Tuesday, it wouldn't be shocking. So why not just give the rub to Breezango?
And again, WWE is all about making those moments that we don't see coming.
Right.
It's historic. And if you listen to Bruce Pritchard's podcast, he talks about it a lot. Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. He's actually in town. House of Blues, Sunday afternoon. And he talks about it all the time where either a story will leak or just someone online would guess way too accurately what's going to happen.
Right.
And last minute, Vince or the writers will get together and be like, all right, let's flip it. Let's give it. They think they're smart. They
Right.
think they know that the Bludgeon Brothers is going to win. Let's give them Breezango, and let's give them Breezango clean. They would just flip it that hard, and I would love that.
I would
because
love it.
again, in a show like this, it's about making us entertained, but also unpredictability.
Right. Well, it's also even if you can achieve the same thing with the Bludgeon Brothers, if Breezango was able to steal one here, they catch him off guard, they win with a roll up or something weird, and then the Bludgeon Brothers just beat the bejesus out of them.
Right.
You still get them.
You still get the Bludgeon. You protect the
Right.
Bludgeon Brothers
because they're still big, strong, and scary.
Right.
Even though Breezango won the match.
Sure.
Which
I can see that.
and
I mean, they've done that many times with, like Braun Strowman or Kane or
Right.
any of the big monsters. That's kind of what they've done to build them up, but also not destroy what we've also built with Breezango.
right.
So I'm going with Bludgeon Brothers. My gut. If I was betting,
Yeah.
I'd go with that. But
Because again, like I said with Mojo Rawley, they're new, they're hot.
Right.
You reward the new heel turn thing.
Sure.
So.
I'm going. My head's saying the Bludgeon Brothers. My heart wants Breezango.
Yes, that is accurate.
Another phrase I never thought I would say. My heart wants Breezango.
Love Breezango.
All right, the Women's Championship Lumberjack match. Charlotte Flair, the champion, defending against Natalya. I love the match because I love Natalya, I love Charlotte, I love them working together. I think they're the two top women in the division at the moment, as far as talent is concerned, all around. I have an issue with the carbon copiness of the women's divisions.
Yeah.
the Raw and SmackDown. Paige and her group show up on Monday night, run roughshod over the whole women's division, and then all of a sudden, this similar Ruby Riott and her group show up.
The Riot Squad?
I love the name, first of all, and the music's fantastic.
Yeah.
But they are literally a carbon copy of Paige. I mean, down to everything. They got, the pretty blonde. You got the tattooed pale girl. Then you got the bruiser. It's like, it's a carbon. And not only that, but the story is almost week for week identical. If you watch Monday and Tuesday, the women's divisions are almost identical. Even to the point of last week, both shows, the entire division came together against this this faction, if you will.
Right, and it's weird because they are so linked, but they don't talk about it. Like, I feel like there should be more connection between the two groups, and there's not.
I think that was, again, accidentally by design. I don't think there was ever an intention to have them be the same one group just going on to two different shows. I just think they kind of, we got these 6 people, okay, well these 3, and then these 3 look just like those 3. Let's just write the same script and photocopy it, and we'll change SmackDown to Raw, and there we go.
Yeah,
nobody will know the difference. It's different shows, different nights, separate audiences, if you will. Anyway, let's get into the match, because that's what's important here. We got the Lumberjacks, all of the women's divisions surrounding the ring, because that's the only thing that contained this.
I hate the Lumberjack match. Like, this thing is going to break down so fast.
And so often.
Right. Nobody likes these 3 women. These 3 women are involved.
Sure.
It's going to be a big schmoz, and
Absolutely.
I think it favors Natalya to win this thing. We're trying to rapidly get Charlotte Flair to 16 world championships, so she's going to keep winning and losing this thing.
I'm okay with it. I'm a big Charlotte Flair fan, but
So let's see what ends up happening with that.
Sure.
But I think that the chaos, it definitely helps Natalya. So I think Natalya is going to squeak this one out.
My thought is I think this is where Carmella cashes in, because there has been rumblings of a all-women's Royal Rumble match in January.
Right.
My feeling is Charlotte's the first women's Royal Rumble winner and goes on to take Carmella at WrestleMania.
Great.
That's what I feel. I mean, we're in December, and Carmella hasn't. They've kept it off TV enough that you really. It's not in the forefront. While she's been on TV, the briefcase hasn't, and they haven't really been referencing it a lot on TV.
Right.
So it's one of those things that if it comes out of nowhere, or even if she's just got it under the ring and she's one of the Lumberjacks, and it's like, oh, by the way, I'm taking this one.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of what they ended up doing with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Very much.
Where it was like early on, Seth Rollins lost, so you saw him, he lost, and you figured his night was over.
There's no way with 47 matches and 6 hours of thing he's going to do 2 matches.
Yeah, right. There's no way. They don't do that.
So that's my thought.
And it saved that WrestleMania.
Yeah, it did. Carmella cashing in, and Charlotte going on to be the first Royal Rumble winner for the women.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it because I thought it.
Yeah, great.
Tag team championship match. It's is a fatal 4-way they're going with?
Yeah. So if I understand the rules correctly, it's a fatal 4-way tag team match.
Yes.
So all 4 competitors will be in the ring at the same time.
At the same time.
But you can only tag your partner.
Right. Now, do fatal 4-ways include elimination?
I don't
Or is
think,
it one fall?
I think it's one fall. I think it's one fall to a finish.
One fall. Okay, so we got fatal 4-way, one fall. The Usos are the champions, going up against Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable, The New Day, along with Rusev and Aiden English.
I'm really excited for this just because of how weird the match is. The fact that you're going to have one representative of all 4 teams in the ring at the same time is something that we haven't seen in a while, at least.
It's going to be a giant brawl.
It's going to be a real big cluster. And the fun thing is that I think that of all of the teams, this benefits Rusev and Aiden English the most.
Why is that?
Because all of the other ones are really established teams. And Aiden English and Rusev just feel like the type that would be able to sneak this one out.
Now, you say very established, but I mean, Chad Gable just changed his ring gear a couple weeks ago to match Shelton Benjamin. That's not really established.
Yeah. I mean, the worst part is the WWE thinks we're stupid, and they just swapped out the African-American gentleman.
Sure.
And so they got rid of Jason Jordan and inserted Shelton Benjamin. Now I think Shelton Benjamin is better.
You could also flip it and say Chad Gable is just a bootleg Charlie Haas.
He is.
You know what I mean? Also, just on a side note, I was watching SmackDown, and this is just my going back to Fashion Files.
Yeah, right.
Chad Gable really needs to blend his self-tanner because his face was pale as a ghost and his body was orange, and it was distracting as all hell.
Yes, it was. He looks like a very odd orange person.
Come on, WWE Makeup Divas, get on that, please.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going over in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship?
Rusev and Aiden English.
You think they're taking it?
It's Rusev Day.
It's going to be Rusev Day, Sunday in Boston.
It's going to be Rusev Day in Boston.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Everybody get your Rusev Day shirts because it's Rusev Day in Boston on Sunday.
Yeah, you know why? Because you look at the New Day. The New Day don't need the championship again. The Usos.
Before you go on, what is with the pancakes? Did I miss something? Did I fast forward over something?
Oh no, I didn't understand.
What the hell is going on with the pancakes?
I don't know. It's the New Day being the New Day.
Yeah, but it's so weird. Like, it was one thing when they were, I mean, what are they going to do? Start selling pancake mix?
Sure.
If they do, I want to cut.
Yeah, New Day pancake mix.
And come on.
Yeah, yes.
They're literally coming out in chef's uniforms with chef's hats and just platters of pancakes, sitting there shoving pancakes down fans' mouth, which is a bit. I mean, it was one thing when they're pouring cereal on
It's
them.
a balanced breakfast.
It's a big, fluffy pancake getting poured out of a box into someone's face. It's almost an assault.
I know. I don't know. I must have missed it too.
So we both just kind of fast forwarded over that part, I guess. All right, or blacked it out. So you think Rusev, Aiden English going over, and I agree with you. I don't think the New Day really need the title anymore.
Yeah.
They're just, I mean, like we said, they are what they are. They're just insanity with a microphone. And a trombone, and pancakes, and cereal, and bootios, and all other kinds of stuff.
And unicorn horns.
And up, down, down. But I mean, like I'm winded just trying to explain what the hell they are.
Right.
Shelton Benjamin, I mean, I was a fan when the first brand split happened and they announced that Shelton Benjamin was coming back.
Yeah.
Because I want to see a Shelton Benjamin singles run.
Yeah. The gold standard.
I understand why they put him with Chad Gable. I understand that it's Chad Gable had nothing and he was really going to fall apart.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a Kurt Angle to play off of like Jason Jordan does. But I'm waiting for Shelton Benjamin to because he is a phenomenal performer.
He is
a phenomenal, and he could really do some damage in the U.S. title or Intercontinental title area.
You're absolutely right.
Or even put on a great show with AJ Styles.
It just feels weird because they haven't used him at all. And while Shelton Benjamin has been on the shelf, or they've been trying to figure out this tag team thing.
And he's not a spring chicken either.
Yeah.
But that's not saying he can't work because we know he can.
Right. I would like to see these two split and be in a singles
Waiting
run
for the impending Shelton run.
Right.
Okay. And the Usos, I mean, I think it's one of those things that it's going to go back to them eventually.
Right.
I think we're going to do the Aiden English Rusev Day thing, but by the Rumble, it's going to be back on the Usos and figuring out what to do next. Okay, so I think we're both in agreement on that one. It's Rusev Day Sunday.
It's Rusev Day.
I think that's okay. I like being in agreement. Going on to the United States Championship match. Baron Corbin, the champion, defending against Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler in a ECW would have been a three-way dance, but this is just a triple threat because trademarks.
Because trademarks.
Again, Dolph Ziggler shows up to lose, I feel.
I think
it's Bobby Roode's day.
I think Baron Corbin keeps this.
Really?
Yeah, you've put a lot of stock in Baron Corbin. At least you have a you've at least pretended to.
Sure.
He was a Money in the Bank winner. He was an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. And you have to kind of establish him as this United States champion. I think that he keeps the title here but loses at the Royal Rumble. So I think that this just kind of helps give him a little bit more credibility.
This is where we're going to disagree. I think this is the time because they've, much like Baron Corbin, they've been trying to invest in Bobby Roode. They got to get him away from Ziggler and that weird whole feud that is just trying to push Ziggler, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I feel this is where Bobby Roode, and again, the money's in the chase. So I feel Baron Corbin chasing Bobby Roode to the Royal Rumble is going to make for better TV than Bobby Roode, who's the face, chasing the That's what I feel. I feel Bobby Roode's going to come out the winner. Also, Bobby Roode was sitting at commentary, which I feel is usually indicative of who's going to take the match.
Really?
It's a weird thing for me, but I always kind of feel that.
Okay.
If I was betting on this fictional sport, I would go with Bobby Roode.
Which they do.
Oh, I know.
You can bet on this.
I know. I won a lot of your money actually at the Royal Rumble a few years back.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Then I was no longer invited on the New Age Insiders podcast. See what happens? I take their money.
Funny how that works.
All right, so you're going Baron Corbin.
I am going Baron Corbin.
Okay, and I'm taking Bobby Roode, and as per usual, Dolph Ziggler is showing up to lose.
Yeah, he's just happy to be here.
Yeah, sure he is. Just go listen to a podcast. He ain't happy to be here.
Yeah.
Moving on to probably the most storyline of storyline matches here.
Yes.
We have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. Talk about a seasoned tag team right there.
Yeah, right.
With 2 special guest referees in Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
The bosses, I feel, are colliding in this one.
Right. So while SmackDown has been suffering a lot in terms of numbers and attendance, and the show overall hasn't been very good, this is the best story.
Shocking that Kevin Owens is involved.
Yeah, right. Shocking. This is the best story in WWE at the moment. They have secretly been turning Shane McMahon into his father right before our very eyes. And it's amazing.
Well, they did it with Stephanie while Shane was gone.
Right.
That tyranny, if you will.
Right. But
McMahon
you just
genes.
Right. They just take over.
Yes.
And you just are watching Shane be very vindictive.
It's in the blood.
And it's in the blood. And it's crazy because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are supposed to be bad guys. And Shane is supposed to be a good guy. I think this is where we ultimately...
Are they, though?
I don't think so.
There is a lot of shades of gray in this.
There is so much shades of gray because there is so much... Stories are better when you can see where each character is coming from.
Let's back it up a little bit because this one takes a lot. We got to unbox a lot.
Yeah, we're
going
gonna
to
have to unbox a lot here.
All right, so this kind of goes back to when Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon had the Hell in the Cell match.
Yes.
And then Sami Zayn saved Kevin Owens because Shane was jumping off the cell and he was going to crash through him, but instead Sami Zayn pulled him and Shane crashed through a table, which he tends to do.
Yeah, he just
being
does
the Wile E. Coyote of the WWE.
Yeah.
He really is. He's become the Charlie Brown. He's never going to kick the ball.
No, ever. I don't think he has ever kicked the ball.
No, not very often. No.
No.
Maybe not since at least the late 90s that he kicked the ball.
See, but I think the last time he ended up actually kicking the ball was when he dropped an elbow on Big Show? He jumped
Steve
off.
Blackman, maybe.
No, because Blackman hit him in the head with the kendo stick and he went off.
You're absolutely right.
I think he jumped on Big Show.
Might have been.
That was
99?
something like that.
Ish, maybe.
Yeah. Watch on the network, kids.
Watch on the network. There you go. Tweet us at Mike Wendt, at Liam NAI. Tell us when Shane last kicked the ball. And okay, so that formed the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens bond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Team Ultimate Friendship.
Which is, I mean, it's pretty much Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, just
With Sami Zayn.
With Sami Zayn, which is. It's equally as fun. It's a different kind of fun because Sami is a wildly different character than Chris Jericho.
Yes.
And adds just that almost the little brother type of friendship.
Yeah.
You know, where he's like, I'm just happy Kevin's invited me to the party. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Right. We're friends again.
Got his little patty cap and he's all happy to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, Shane goes on the warpath over these two. He's threatening to fire them. He's putting them in all these different stipulation matches, torturing them, if you will, on television. Daniel Bryan, the GM, has to step in.
Very Mr. McMahon-esque.
Very much so. Very much.
Yeah, and then Daniel Bryan is seeing that Shane's going too far. And he is not very happy with Shane McMahon to begin with.
And I think we're going to get there maybe after this match because Daniel's been through the McMahon and Helmsley and that whole regime. So he's seen
this authority
He's
thing.
been on the other side of it.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what they were referencing this past week on SmackDown with the Occupy SmackDown. It was a direct reference to when Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement occupied Raw. I mean, they even gimmicked up the shirts, Yep Movement.
Yeah, the Yep Movement.
So it puts Daniel in a weird place.
Right.
Because he's been there before. He knows the effects of it. But he also... He can't side with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens because they're the bad guys.
Right.
And he's supposed to be the good guy.
Right. It's very interesting.
So it brings us full circle to Sunday night in Boston with Shane and Daniel, 2 refs in the ring. It's not like one guy's outside or one, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's no special enforcer happening. Mike Tyson's not going to show up.
He's not. Well, he might.
He might. You never know.
You never know.
Never know in the WWE, pal.
Yeah, right.
But no, 2 refs in the ring for the match. Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura just feel like the guys that needed something to do.
Yeah,
they were the baby faces that needed something to do on this show. So it's like, let's put them together, put them in this, because it's not really about them.
No, it's not.
It's about Shane and Daniel and Sami and Kevin.
Yeah, and Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura are just their muscle.
I mean, that's exactly what they become. They're just their bodies to get beat up.
Right.
I feel.
It's going to be very interesting. I think that the stipulation of them getting fired from WWE is
Not SmackDown. The company.
The whole thing. And so that makes it very interesting. That adds a wrinkle. That
Do we buy our ROH tickets now?
I think we should.
Okay, so we're just going to jump the gun on that one.
Yeah, they're going to Final Battles tonight.
Okay.
They're going to be at Final Battle tonight.
Perfect. They haven't even lost yet, but they're already impending. Okay.
Yeah, they're already at Final Battle.
I'm feeling that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn take the win. I'm also feeling we get a hard Daniel Bryan heel turn.
I think you're right.
Building to Bryan Shane Mania.
Which would be crazy.
I mean, they took something that they said they weren't going to do. Let Kurt Angle wrestle.
Yeah, and they let him.
They've let him done for the last 2 months, 3 months. I think it's getting to that point, and Bryan's been complaining enough about it and threatening that when his contract runs out, he's gone if he can't wrestle. I feel it's one of those things that they're going to throw him a bone and see how he does.
Well, I think you protect him in the exact same way you protect Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle hasn't been in singles matches.
No.
So you have these other people that are doing a bulk of the work.
So you think it's going to be almost like a Team Shane, Team Bryan?
Yeah, you're going to have Shane McMahon and 2 other guys, whoever they are, whether it's Nakamura.
It's probably going to be the match we have right here.
But then you also have Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Daniel Bryan. So Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens do a majority of the heavy lifting of this match, but then Daniel Bryan gets in there and does the Daniel Bryan stuff. He does the corner drop kicks, the yes kicks. You know,
he's not going to do the flying headbutt.
He won't do the flying headbutt. No, but you can get the Daniel Bryan stuff and have everybody excited about the Daniel Bryan stuff, but have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn do a majority of the work in the match.
And I think it's smart.
And that's what they've done with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle has come in these multi-man matches. He was in the 3-on-5 Shield thing, where it's like Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins did a majority of that match, and Kurt Angle was literally taken out of that match for a majority of it. Then in the Survivor Series, you had 4 other people.
These are a little bit more action, but
you're
a couple of spots were like, ooh, jeez.
But
stay off the head, pal.
That's how you protect him.
Right.
So it's the same thing with Daniel Bryan, where it's like
they're gonna throw him a bone.
Yeah. Be in this 6-man. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, they're going to do a majority of the work. You're not going to get a one-on-one contest.
Shane's going to jump off something.
Shane's going to jump off of something, and we'll all have fun.
And we'll all have fun, because that's what WrestleMania is all about. All right, so you're agreeing with me?
I think that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn happen, and I definitely think
the seeds of a Bryan heel turn.
I think Bryan full on.
Oh, you think you're just going to go for it?
I think we're going for it.
We're shifting gears and going hard into it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so the WWE Championship match. Champion AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal, and I mean, I literally just wrote on my sheet here, why are we still doing this, and how much money does India have? I mean, seriously, how important is this business that this storyline is still going on?
I think this is it. Jinder Mahal never got his rematch.
Okay, we brought the Singh brothers back last week.
Yeah, I know. He never got his rematch. This is the rematch, and
which one?
I don't know.
I mean, he's had 47 matches.
Right. So
I was on board. This is the problem. Okay. This is the problem with the Jinder Mahal thing. He's overstayed his welcome. Because when it started, I was full on with this experiment. I'm like, this is cool. They're doing something different. Try it. If they lean into it well, if they give him enough storyline. But by the time we got to Punjabi prison and Great Khali's coming back for one shot, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done. You have nothing. This has just become a PR move.
Right, and that's
Can we get AJ Styles a better opponent?
Right, and I think that this is it. I think that Jinder Mahal loses on a big-time stage. He loses on this big-time stage, and now it's over.
I like that you feel that Boston is a big-time stage.
It is.
It's not Clash of Champions. It's that Boston. He's going to be in Boston.
Yeah. If this was Clash of Champions in Des Moines, well, then,
come on
who cares?
Might as well just do Starrcade at that point.
I mean, Christ.
Okay. And he's going to lose, obviously. AJ's keeping the title.
I think AJ's keeping the title.
Okay. Where do we go from here with Jinder Mahal?
You know what? I think Jinder Mahal ends up going after the United States Championship. I don't think that his singles.
You think they're going to plug him into that picture?
I think so. I think that that's kind of where.
So again, he's going to bump Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
And it's going to everybody's going to flip and be like Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, and Jinder Mahal.
Well, the good thing with Jinder Mahal is that he can be in the rotation for the WWE Championship.
Sure.
I think that we just need to have him take a step back, kind of like The Miz, right? Everybody hates The Miz, and The Miz was like, oh, you're a reality TV star, and that's... But then, you know, you give him the Intercontinental title, you give him the U.S. title, and you see that it's like, oh, no, this guy can actually be a champion. And now, I was a big proponent, and I know I'm not alone, when over the summer, it seemed like The Miz was on track to be WWE champion before he got flipped over to Raw. So
I've said it a million times. There is nothing wrong with being a top guy in the mid-card. And The Miz is the best mid-card guy because he's owned that. He's owned it. He's like, I am the Intercontinental Champion, and I am going to be the best Intercontinental. I am going to be the top of the mid-card, and I'm good with it. I mean, Kurt Hennig, for crying out loud. Come on.
But again, if all
I'm
of
not
a
saying
sudden...
The Miz is Kurt Hennig, but he was a fantastic, never won the WWE title, but was one of the best Intercontinental Champions we'll ever have.
Yeah, but again, you can now slot The Miz.
Honky Man.
Yeah, right, of course.
Greatest Intercontinental Champion.
But then you can slot up The Miz, and he can be in a WWE program.
Sure.
He can carry that championship for a few months.
It's not outside the realm of possibilities that on Raw you throw him in there as like, he is the Intercontinental
And so it's
Champion.
like, give Jinder Mahal the United States Championship. Let him develop, because...
You're giving him the title.
I'm giving him the U.S. title.
Wow.
Because...
I mean, I like it, the Indian, the Maharaja with the United... It's almost a Rusev thing when he had it.
Right, kind of. You know, but you look at it, it's just like, you don't actually hate Jinder Mahal, right?
No, just what they've done with him.
You hate the fact that WWE was expanding into India. You found out that information. Then you found out that Jinder Mahal...
I was still okay with it.
But then you found out that Jinder Mahal was going to win the WWE title because of that.
I was still okay with it.
And a majority of the fan base freaked out about it.
Of course they did, because that's what they do. They freak out. That's that's what the internet was made for, freakouts.
Yeah.
But I was still okay with it. It was, like I said, once they started just doing wash, rinse, repeat with Randy Orton, I'm like, move it on, pal.
Right.
What are we doing? He's on his... How many chances is Randy Orton going to get?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I was the champ, I'd be like, enough.
Yeah.
Give me somebody else. Feed me somebody else. Feed me more. Hey, we're going Ryback.
Gross. I'm like Ryback.
So we're all in agreement here. AJ Styles going on with the title.
I think so.
And he's going to move forward. How long do you think AJ is going to keep it?
Till WrestleMania.
And who's going to pay?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay. I think a lot of that talk is probably going to come up around our Royal Rumble show.
Yeah, probably.
Cool. All right. Well, that is Clash of Champions.
It is.
Who do you think is going to steal the show?
I think that the most memorable part of this show will be the tag team everybody is fired match.
You know, see, I'm going women's match. I think I pick the women's match every month.
Yeah, you do.
But it's, again, I'm just a huge Charlotte Flair fan, and I think if they lean into Carmella cashing in, that will be the surprise that the show needs.
Yeah.
That, and of course, Mojo Mania.
Of course.
Mojo Mania. Running wild.
I mean, that's easily going to be the match of the pre-show.
Obviously, the match of the, what is it, Stacker 2 Kaboom Box pre-show?
Yeah, the Stacker 2 Kaboom Box pre-show presented by Snickers Crunch.
There you go. The Rasslin Rant. We're doing mine and your top 3 championship titles in honor of Clash of Champions.
Yep.
I want to make reference to the video department, the graphics department at WWE doing a fantastic job. I love the
column.
The column made out of all the old titles as they break down into the new title made out of stone at the top of the column.
Yeah.
I think, again, the video team did a standout job. So we decided to run down our top 3 championship belts in professional wrestling. And I didn't work this out with you, but I kept it within the realm of the topper companies. But I do want to throw an honorable mention out, because while I was researching championship belts, Chaotic Wrestling, your friends have fantastic championship belts.
I love, I didn't include Chaotic Wrestling just because of what you said.
Name recognition.
You know, because I bet you that Gary's Garage Championship Wrestling
is awesome.
That championship is the best.
I've seen some fantasy football titles that are pretty sick.
You know what I mean? But we're going to stick it to the ones that people can easily Google and easily look at.
And still probably buy.
But yeah, honorable mention to the Chaotic Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
Beautiful belt.
It is a beautiful, beautiful championship belt. Just a shout out to them. They just switched owners. Jamie Jamakowski, he has now sold Chaotic Wrestling to Brian Fury,
very cool.
owner of the New England Pro Wrestling Academy.
I like Brian.
He trained Sasha Banks. He's worked with Wardbeard Hansen, Tommaso Ciampa.
Staple of New England wrestling.
You know, staple of New England wrestling. And so it's going to be very, very interesting to see where that company goes going forward. But yeah, that's my chaotic
good luck
moment.
and best wishes to Brian and Chaotic Wrestling.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's a very exciting time for them. So.
Let's get into the belts.
The
titles, pal.
The titles. So, you know, I'm going to go 3-1.
That's what I'm doing.
And my third favorite championship belt is the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
The Dusty Rhodes Harley Race one?
The Dusty Rhodes Harley Race one.
Okay.
I just love how classic it looked. For a while in the beginning of TNA, that was their World Championship.
They had that for quite a while.
They had that for a long, long time. And so I liked that. I like that championship. It just looks classic. It looks like a championship belt, but it's not as gaudy as the big gold belt.
Okay.
So, that's my number 3.
All right, number 2?
Number 2 for me is the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship, and it's current incarnation.
Cody Rhodes.
The one that Cody Rhodes had. The one that Kevin Owens had was weird looking. It was weird looking, and then the one that
was that the one that just kind of it almost looked like the original ECW belt. They just kind of took the letters off and pasted ROH on it.
No, that was the one that Samoa Joe and CM Punk had.
Okay.
The one that Kevin Owens had like weird wings on the side.
Oh, I have seen that. Okay.
And it just looks like it was like that center metal plate, because the original Ring of Honor Championship is ugly.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And because it just looks like that.
It looked like they got the old ECW belt, was like, all right, pry these off. And
yeah, Ring of Honor, it's just ROH, but it looks like that, and then they added wings on the side, so it looks awful. That's the one that Seth Rollins had, too. Okay. Kevin Owens had that.
So your number 2 is the current Cody Rhodes belt.
But it's the current Cody Rhodes Ring of Honor belt. Okay. I think it's beautiful.
All right.
Yeah, then number 1 is the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Gorgeous.
Okada's belt.
It's a gorgeous belt.
That thing is beautiful. And then if you get to look at it, all of the letters are welded on.
I mean, yeah, just if you can get a really nice, high-quality picture of that, or God forbid, get it in person, and look at it, it is absolutely the detail is beautiful on that belt. And again, it's one of those things, like I was doing my research, I'm like, how do I not have 1, 2, and 3 all IWGP belts?
Right.
The one Omega has, the US belt.
Yeah, the US title
Another
is beautiful.
gorgeous title.
I do like the junior heavyweight title, but the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships is beautiful. I've got a chance to see those.
I've actually had a chance to see those as well in person, back when Bennett and Taven, our friend Matt Taven, had them.
Yep, and then most recently with War Machine.
Yep, there you go.
Todd Hansen, friend of the New Age Insiders.
Absolutely.
He's going to be wrestling at Final Battle tonight.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So my 3, number 3, the ECW World Championship.
Okay.
The one
with the globe.
The one everyone got to know. The one with the globe, the baseball bats, and barbed wire. Yeah. I just thought, especially there's a little bit of you can see where my wrestling really kicked in the Attitude Era, because those are my favorite belts. But I just thought that was, again, the detail when you look very closely at it was so cool and so well designed. They didn't just slap a big eagle and another globe and stuff, and almost like it's something that wrestling, promotions and fans, they fall into very easily, is just kind of copying what the other guy did.
Yeah, right.
Our belt's just going to have a globe and an eagle because that's what has been known as a world championship belt.
Right.
They kind of did something a little bit different. Instead of an eagle, they do barbed wire bats, and that's because that's ECW. So that's my number 3. Number 2 is the Attitude Era WWF Championship belt.
The Big Eagle?
Yes, the big, not the winged one that Shawn Michaels had,
Big Eagle.
but the one that Steve Austin ushered in when he beat Shawn Michaels here in Boston as well. That one I felt, and that was a run. That was one Triple H had for a while. That was the big Attitude Era belt. That's my number 2. I felt, as far as WWF, WWE belts are concerned, it just really, it was well shaped.
Yep.
It had enough detail in it. There was cool little things that you might not even know, like on one of the side plates, the crest on it is actually the McMahon family crest.
Yes.
So, I mean, little details like that is very cool. And
it is the prized possession of what Jason Maltov of the New Age Insiders. We have.
You have, yes.
We have that.
You have quite the collection of belts, actually.
He is a belt nut.
We should have a special episode. Have Jason come in here with his belts and kind of go over a few of them.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Absolutely. Number 1 is a tie for me. I went with the IWGP Heavyweight just because, and I think that's number 1 with a bullet.
Well, this is the other thing too, where I think that the longevity of this title is also the same. This belt hasn't changed. The WWE Championship,
and you can see the lineage on the side plates.
Yeah, the WWE Championship has changed.
Sometimes monthly.
Sometimes monthly. And the IWGP title has basically stayed the same. They've just added more nonsense to it.
Little plates on the side for more names, which I love. I always liked that because that was kind of an old school thing. Some of the original Hogan belts had the nameplates on the green one.
Right.
Hogan's first
that
one
weird circle
that he
one.
won from the Iron Sheik in 79, 78, around there.
Yeah.
The green strap with the gold circle, but the side plates were all the former champions' names. Like Bruno Sammartino had it for like 19 years or something like that.
Something like that.
Bob
There was only
Backlund
like
for
4 of them.
47 years, something like that.
Yeah.
But I always liked that. It was a cool little added thing that shows the lineage of the title and stuff. But the IWGP, as we just mentioned, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous belt. The tying one for that was the 2007 to 2010-ish TNA World title that RVD had.
Okay.
I will say this about TNA. For all of their missteps, their titles have been really good, especially their world titles.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the one Bully Ray had.
Yeah.
One of the last incarnations before all of the mergers and mix-ups happened. But I thought that one was really well done. It looked like it was almost based on the shape of the IWGP in that vein. But the one before, it was kind of a winged eagle almost, but it was more steampunky.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Hardy had it for a while, and then he made his own his face mask thing.
Yeah, it was weird.
But I just thought they've done a great job, especially since coming from the NWA title, which has so much history behind it.
Right.
They have to do something to stand out, and I thought their titles always stood out a step above even WWE, just because WWE is just their logo.
It is. That's all it's turned into.
It's their logo. It's a marketing tool, basically. I mean, which, God bless them. It's a marketing tool. They give it to every single championship team, and you see it on every single championship parade. Some player has the WWE title in their hand. So, brand recognition aside, I feel the designs are very important. I feel the TNA did a great job on their world titles.
Yeah.
There you go. There's our top 3. That's the Rasslin Rant. Top 3 title belts from Liam Stryker and myself. We will be back here next month, January 28th, the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I am looking for.
I'm going.
Oh, you're going?
I'm going.
Well, hang on. Look who's burying the lead here.
Yeah, so I will be at the Royal Rumble. I will be there. I will also likely be at NXT Philly.
Very cool. It's in Philadelphia.
It's in Philadelphia, so I'll be there. We'll be doing all sorts of meetups or whatever. Just follow me at Liam and AI or at New Age Insiders on Twitter, and we'll figure out what the actual game plan is going to be.
And by the time we're back here on NESN for a pre-show, we'll have more information.
We'll have more information about what we're doing.
Royal Rumble, one of the most fun shows of the year. It's always, especially, it's really the only show that us wrestling fans who know the ins and outs, who take it as entertainment, can do a little bit of gambling on.
Right.
Because it's more the prop betting.
Right.
It's who's coming out first, who's coming out. It's not who's going to win, because that's usually laid out well in advance. But who's that sort of stuff, and it's fun. It's a really fun show, so I'm looking forward to it. January 28th is the Royal Rumble. We will be back here next month, right on NESN for that wrestling show. I am Mike Wendt, Liam Stryker. Follow us on Twitter at Mike Wendt, at Liam NAI, and we will see you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.